Hi there, welcome to my views and news. Two news stories. Firstly, the president of Somalia, Hassan Sheikh, and Egyptian president Abdul Fattah al Sisi had a telephonic call. Who called? Who initiated this call? Was it the Somalia's president or the president of Egypt? What was discussed? Is it linked to Ethiopia-Somalia talks, MOU between Ethiopia and Somaliland? Secondly, was unknown number of students abducted by armed men on Ethiopia, on Oromia Amhara border. This is not the first time that such an incident has taken place in this area. The students are from a university in the Amhara region. Details for you in this video. Firstly, viewers, lots of regional developments happening in the Horn of Africa, where Ethiopia and Somalia are in talks. They held first round of talks in Turkey a few days ago. They could not reach any agreement. They could not break the deadlock over a disputed, controversial MOU between Ethiopia and Somaliland, which Somalia calls violation of its territorial integrity and sovereignty. Their second round of talks is due to be held in September, on the 2nd of September in Turkey. Yesterday, we heard Ethiopian PM Abiy. He delivered a speech at the parliament, and he mentioned Somalia. He mentioned MOU with Somaliland. He said Ethiopia was forced to sign the MOU with Somaliland because Somalia and neighboring countries did not show flexibility. They did not want to talk to Ethiopia about Ethiopian desire to gain access to sea. That is why Ethiopia was forced to sign the MOU with Somalia. He said that Ethiopia was not against the unity of Somalia. Ethiopia does not want to split Somalia. It supports the unity of Somalia. After PM Abiy's speech, telephonic call between Hassan Sheikh and Egyptian President Abdul Fattah al-Sisi. Egypt and Ethiopia are rivals. Everyone knows about that. Egypt has been opposing the construction of Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. Egypt and Sudan, downstream Nile River countries, they tried to put pressure upon Ethiopia to stop Ethiopia from constructing the dam, but Ethiopia managed to almost complete the construction. Egypt wants a legally binding agreement about dam operations. Ethiopia does not want to commit to an agreement, and Ethiopia has been accusing Egypt of interfering in Ethiopian internal matters. And we know that Ethiopia has been opposing the establishment of Egyptian military bases in the countries neighboring Ethiopia. Egypt tried to establish a military base in Egypt. It could not because Ethiopia intervened. Egypt has signed an agreement, defense agreement with South Sudan too, but again, Ethiopia is there to counter Egypt. Egypt developed friendly relation with Somalia after Hassan Sheikh came to power. An Egyptian bank was granted license to operate in Somalia. Egypt is training Somalia's forces. And I think next week, Egypt Air is going to launch direct flights to Mogadishu twice a week. Flights from Cairo to Mogadishu reportedly. We know that a UAE airline decided to suspend its operations in Somalia a few days ago. But Egypt is trying to fill in the vacuum. So Egypt is supporting Somalia, and Egypt expects that in 2025, after the ATMOS African Union transition mission ends in December 2024, Egypt would be able to gain a foothold, military foothold in Somalia in the form of training of Somalia's forces or in the form of peacekeepers. Let's see what happens. Hassan Sheikh, after PM Abiy's parliament speech, contacted Al-Sisi. So it was Somalia which initiated yesterday's call. What did the two leaders discuss? So, well, again, Egypt reiterated its support for Somalia's sovereignty and territorial integrity, firstly. And Egypt and Somalia, they announced to work together in security and in other fields. Does Hassan Sheikh want any practical support from Egypt in case of any confrontation with Ethiopia? No, Egypt appointed a new ambassador to Somalia, I think, this week. Lots of developments are happening. But if Hassan Sheikh wants to confront Abiy, he would like to form a regional alliance. Abiy is putting pressure upon Hassan Sheikh. Yesterday at the parliament, he mocked the president of Somalia. He said the president of Somalia should have come to Addis Ababa, just 1 hour flight. Issue should have been solved, but he is visiting different countries, wasting money. He should spend this money on building schools in Mogadishu. So he was definitely mocking the president of Somalia. Hassan Sheikh not happy. But what will he do? I think he would like to have a clear position of neighboring countries in support of Somalia, their direct support for Somalia, if he wants to stand up to Ethiopian government. Maybe this is what he's doing, but let's see what happens. Secondly, viewers, unknown number of students abducted in Oromia region on Amhara-Oromia border. Amhara-Oromia border, the roads linking Amhara with Oromia are very dangerous areas. Here we have seen so many incidents of kidnappings. People are kidnapped, ransom is demanded. Mostly Amharas are kidnapped, by the way, when they're on their way to Addis Ababa. Though other people entering Oromia from Amhara are also kidnapped. But this is not the first time. We've seen several incidents. I have reported several incidents. Ransom was demanded, ransom had to be paid. Security forces are nowhere to be seen in such situations. Just wait for the ransom to be paid. This is what they do. On Wednesday, 3 buses of Dibak University departed the university. The buses entered Oromia from Amhara region. They entered North Shoa zone of the Oromia region in Gebre Guracha, which is a town in North Shoa near Gebre Guracha. The buses were intercepted by armed men. 3 buses. One managed to escape. 2 were stopped by armed men. They kidnapped students. Second year, fourth year, Dibak University students were kidnapped by these armed men. They were kidnapped and they were taken to unknown location. And now 400,000 birr is being demanded as ransom for the release of each of these students. Dibak University has confirmed this incident in a statement. Ethiopian National Defense Force reportedly it claimed that it has recovered some students, but did it recover the students or the students fled? Because some students fled. They say when the kidnappers tried to kidnap them, some managed to escape. And those who escaped, they are telling what happened. Did ENDF recover any students or those who escaped? Now they are being brought back by the Ethiopian National Defense Force through operations, search operation in the area. But unknown number of students still in the custody of the armed men. Which group is responsible for this crime? Oromo Liberation Army, criminal elements, some groups working in the guise of Oromo Liberation Army. It's not clear. I think it's the responsibility of the government, Oromia regional government, Ethiopian National Defense Force to tell the people which groups are operating in North Shore Zone, East Shore Zone of Oromia, where such kidnapping for ransom is a daily business now. Does the Oromia government want to stop the movement of people from Amhara to Oromia towards Addis Ababa especially? That is why such groups are not allowed. Such groups are allowed to carry out their operations, their criminal activities in these areas. Thank you for watching.